Alright, hey guys, welcome back to Farfet's channel. Today we are reviewing on set 21325, the LEGO Ideas number 33 Medieval Blacksmith set. This set has 2,164 pieces and retails for $149.99 USD and $249.99 SGD. It also consists of 4 figures and of course 2 animal figs, the dog and the horse over there. With that, let's talk about something rather serious before we continue with the video. Sorry to interrupt, I thought I'd address this serious situation before we go back to the video. As you can see, a large proportion of you who watch my videos are actually not subscribed to my channel. So if you watch and like my videos, might as well click the little red button on the side over there. Your support will mean a lot to me and go a long way. Hope you enjoy, and without further ado, let's go back to the video. Alright, welcome back to the review section. I am Sakai of the Camelot, newly knighted by the Queen itself. Nah, I'm just kidding around. So, I just finished building the medieval blacksmith right here, and yeah, it's so absolutely gorgeous and just so cool in appearance to the point whereby I don't really think I have any bad comments for this. Although I do have kind of a minor point for which is that during the building process of this whole set right here, the only part whereby it was a bit aggravating was the fact whereby the trees over here is, as usual, very nimble in appearances, and when building it, it was kind of hard to estimate where I was supposed to put specific pieces because like the instruction manual was just like, you couldn't really rotate it like say in Monkey Kid sets when you use the online instructions. So at certain points you just kind of have to guess where you put the pieces, and they tend to fall off very easily. So yeah, that was kind of a pain, but otherwise, other than that, honestly the build of the medieval blacksmith by itself and just the carriage right there, all of it was very good, and yeah, I really liked the set. And then just looking at the exterior first, yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of different kinds of patterns and just tiles being used for this medieval blacksmith house right here, to the point whereby it just looks very natural, it looks very complete. And I would say the amount of effort taken to make the appearance beautiful is much more than say like even Diagon Alley. So yeah, that's saying something. So if I turn this set right here, as you can see there, as I mentioned, there's a lot of different kinds of patterns, different shapes of tiles of dark reddish brown right here being used, and yeah, they've done a really good job at creating the kind of puzzle patterns of the concrete as well, and yeah, job well done by them. And what I'm very impressed by is of course the amount of prints that is actually provided in this. Firstly, the blacksmith logo right here really impressed me, because honestly I actually expected some stickers to be used in this set, at least maybe a few, but yeah, there was no stickers at all, similar to say like the Doctor Who LEGO Idea set that I actually own. And yeah, it's just amazing. Okay, before I start on like say the minifigures, I actually want to show you the different sections of the exteriors first. So this is the side view of the set, and then this is the back view, and with the tree over here, this is the print as well. And of course this is where we see earlier with the stairs, and yeah, it's amazing. Anyways, so I'll be going through with the minifigures first before I talk about the interior details and more about the exterior. So yeah, let's go. So for our first 2 minifigures over here, we have the knights of the set right here, which I think is the most important figures, just because like, I don't know, they just look the most impressive out of all of them, even more than the blacksmith, although this is called medieval blacksmith. But yeah, look at their torso prints and their leg prints right there, with the different kinds of belts and just silverish patterns for the armor right there. And most importantly, the Black Falcon like symbol is just so nostalgic to say the LEGO System Knights sets back in the day, and I just really like it because I never really owned LEGO System Knights before, other than like the keychain that I have. And yeah, just getting this is, I'm just really happy to get it, and I really love like the different kinds of like epaulets over there for the different figures as well. As you can see, the 2 knights actually have different epaulets, with the older knight over there having a one-sided epaulet to him, just really different shades well. But otherwise their torso piece and leg piece are actually completely the same and nothing much to talk about. Both of these characters don't have any alternate face prints, but I honestly don't mind because they already look exclusive enough. With the bandana piece for this female knight over here, that really differentiates her from other figures, and the hair pieces work very well as well. And yeah, these 2 characters honestly kind of reminds me of like characters from Game of Thrones for some reason. Because like the guy behind kind of reminds me of Sedavos, and this lady in front of the hair color is different. Kind of reminds me of like Lady Brienne of Tarth, or like Aya, something of sorts. And yeah, this characters just really work well. This is actually the back torso for the characters right here, which looks nice. And yeah, the weapons as well, they look impressive, especially the Lady Knight over there with like the spear connected to the lightsaber hilt together with the axe connector. All in all, works really well, and impressive minifigures, I would say. And that's kind of it for this 2 minifigures. Next on, we also have the Blacksmith and the Archer. So this is the Blacksmith of the set, which is a very important character since this is the medieval blacksmith. But yeah, these 2 minifigures look pretty good as well, with the Blacksmith having an accessory of a hammer, which makes sense because he forges weapons after all. And this lady over here also has a bow, and of course a bow holder behind because she's an archer. What I really like about these 2 characters, for the Blacksmith itself, is honestly just the hairpiece and the beard, because that is actually quite rare pieces right there, and you don't find it often other than, I think, Godric Gryffindor, and I think the Giant, who has this hair from one of the fairy tale sets. Yeah, and yeah, that torso prints right there, I'm pretty sure it's exclusive as well, which is an added point. All in all, really love these characters, and both of them actually have secondary face prints. With over here, the secondary one actually shows that he has a tongue sticking out, and for this lady over here, it actually shows that she's kind of winking, and yeah, looking nice, I would say. And that's kind of it for these characters. Now we can move on to the most important part, which is the medieval blacksmith house. So now, to start off on the elaboration for the medieval blacksmith build itself, I want to kind of talk about the exterior first. Oh wait, alright. By the way, I also wanted to talk about this. So this is actually the extra helmet pieces they gave for each of the knights. Very good point right there. So for this set, they were actually very generous in terms of giving extra pieces. This is the amount of extra pieces given. Anyways, going back to the main point on the medieval blacksmith. Yes, so the exterior wise, first of all, over here is actually the forge of the set. So this is possibly the most special part of the set, I would say, because that is where the light brick comes into play. So this is a small mechanism they gave us if we push this. I think this thing is actually used to blow air into the forge, right? So that, like, I don't know, the sword continues to heat up. I'm not an expert on blacksmithing, but you know, forgery wise, I kind of played games related to that, so I think that's why it does. Correct me if I'm wrong. So if you press this in, you can actually like basically press the button for the light brick, and this actually activates the light brick. You can see that the sword is being heated up and it's being forged. So an additional point is that this, I guess, hand over here, or should I say a grabbing hook, is actually used by the blacksmith to kind of hold the sword when it's actually too warm. So that's a nice detail. Other than that, there's also a nice anvil over here as well, which is made by some loose bricks, so that's quite nice, I would say. And of course over here we have a barrel of 2 swords, which is quite nice as well, because like I can actually use this for other kinds of characters. So yeah, an additional point, this is set. So that's the small section right there. Otherwise, looking on to, let's go on to the left of the side. Oh my god, the thing just came off. Okay, that was not supposed to happen, but yep. So if we go on to the left of the side right there, we can see the nice apple tree and of course the stairs. So this apple tree right there, the only detail I think they have is the fact whereby there's a nice sink over here that is, I mean not sink, well over there that is meant to allow the blacksmith to carry some water, which is quite nice. Other than that, in order for the blacksmith to continue heating up the forge, he will need some wood, which is why over there we have a lot of different kinds of logs over there for him to use in say those situations, which is nice. And then the stairs up there continue upwards all the way to the 2nd floor, as I mentioned earlier, with a nice lamp on the outside as well. So yep. And then moving on to the back of here, there's almost no details at all, only this arrowhead target thing over here, which is meant for the archers to shoot on, I'm guessing, and some leaves and decorations. Honestly, this side I would say is the most boring side of the medieval blacksmith build. And then up to the side over here, we have some plantations over there, which I'm guessing either the blacksmith or the archer attends to time when they have free time other than doing their work. They garden. So yeah, that's the basic sense of what the exterior is about. Anyways, so this is where it gets interesting. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm going to basically go up to down. So I'll be going from the 3rd story onwards down to the 1st floor, because I feel that that's easier for me. So yeah, so I'll be actually lifting up the 3rd floor right there. So what I do is basically there's some, what I call it, studs over there that is connecting the whole floor. So as you can see right there, there's actually quite an amount of 1x4s right there connecting to the 3rd floor, and that's how they do it. And then if I remove it down, you can see the rooftop of this set. So I would say this is possibly a very interesting part of the set, just because like it's like a dollhouse built all together, and yeah, I feel that it really works well, and it just makes it very easy for, say, kids to play with. And of course, other than being a nice set for kids to play with, it's definitely a collector's item. Yeah, you can see that I kind of like turn off the video for a while to adjust it, because like the set was just way too big, so I could to take the 2nd and 1st floor down the area and just kind of review this top part first. So how you actually like take off, or I say display the 3rd story or the roof of the set, or the attic I would say, is by removing this plate over here. So if you remove this plate or roof, you can actually see the insides of the 3rd story, and what you see is basically the bedroom of the archer and the blacksmith. What I really like is just how traditional this looks, with a nice bed over there with different kinds of 1x1 green tiles right there. There's some cayenne tiles, some deep green, and of course some lime green as well, which works very well, and I just love the texture of which. They've also done a really good job in using those dark like cupcake pieces to create some nice edges for the bed. So yeah, and then looking on to the main design of the room itself, there's a nice carpet over there, which is actually kind of referencing to its animal skin, I think. So animal skin carpets. So I'm guessing the archer went to do some hunting or something like that. Not really PG in my opinion, but yeah, it is what it is, you know. And at the back over there, there's also there's a chest right there with like a back piece for minifigures to kind of use, and also some compasses inside as well. So yeah, I can show you. So this is the back inside the box, and there's actually 2 compasses provided as well, which is nice. And then moving on towards the left side of the room, you can see that there's actually a 1x2 printed tile right there that says "Once Upon a Time," which is very nice in appearance, and I just like how they added some literacy to the build. And yeah, and at the back as well, you can also see a nice fireplace connecting to the chimney downstairs, which is a nice continuation. And honestly, that is kind of it for this 3rd story right there. Nothing much to talk about other than the specific details that I just mentioned. A hole over there is also connecting to the stairs at the 2nd floor, which I will show you in a bit. And yeah, without further ado, let's go on to the 2nd story. Now over here we have the 2nd story of the set. So for this set right here, what you do is basically pop off the top part of the roof just now, and you'll be able to see what the 2nd story kind of looks like. So if I raise this and allow you all to see inside, you can better see the interior of this set. So as you can see, there's actually, this is the kitchen of the house. So this stairs right here actually lead up towards the 3rd story where the attic or the bedroom is. And yeah, this floor is mainly for cooking. As you can see, there's quite a bit of like nice stove over there, pots and pans used. There's a knife over here as well, which is very nice. And this one over here, you can actually move it quite a bit, so you can position the pot as you want. And just looking at this, I'm pretty sure the archer or the blacksmith is preparing a stew for both of them. And yeah, she basically chopped up some of those carrots right there. Very nice reference to it with that round tile right there. I really love it. And other than that, at the other pot there's also some vegetables being cooked, and of course the specific campfire, or should I say the chimney right there, is powered by, say, the logs. And yeah, just a very nice continuation to the bottom floor, and I really like it. And then otherwise, just looking at the dining table right there, we have some nice chairs which are made of actually axes, which is very surprising because like I didn't ever know that axes can actually work as the handle for the chairs. So really nice reminder of how creativity can work for Lego. And just looking at the table right there are some nice silverish glasses, cups, and of course some chicken and vegetables as well. Looks like they're having quite a feast for this afternoon or morning. So yeah. And honestly, that is kind of it for this particular story. Otherwise, we can see the door as well, which is actually made up of quite a bit of nice pieces. So that over there is actually made up of 3 printed wooden tiles, which is very nice in appearance, and I really like it. And yeah, that's it for this story. Now we move on to the top floor, the bottom floor, which honestly is probably the most impressive part for me. So now for this bottom floor over here, what we see firsthand is basically the amount of armors and just, yeah, the amount of epaulets they actually gave in this set. So there's 2 additional ones over here. There's one more helmet over there on display as well. Some pots and pans, I'm guessing, for possibly not for cooking purposes, I'm guessing. And of course an extra Black Falcon shield piece as well, which really works well. And then below the epaulets right there, we also have a nice cutter, which, yeah, just reeks of like Blacksmith vibes all around, and I just really love it. And then onto the left side of the set, we also see more equipment that he uses to kind of sweep the floor as well, to kind of just keep everything tidy. And of course an additional hammer, and just, yeah, the equipment he uses to kind of get more coal. And yeah, everything just looks really cool in appearance, and I really like this section. And then looking on towards the closer side of the forge, we can also see more of those coal dischargers over there, which is just really complete. And I would say the first floor for me is definitely the coolest part. But y'all can leave in the comment section which part you like the most. But for me, definitely the first floor, I would say. And yeah, that is kind of it for this story over here. And now I'll just show you how you can actually attach back all the different floors. So in order to attach back the different floors, all you have to do is honestly just put everything back in place. So position it correctly towards the chimney of the set. So in order to do that, you kind of just turn it to the correct section, which is over here, and then put it back on. I would say that the second story is actually the most fragile of them all, just because of the section connecting towards the stairs on the outside. Every time that kind of falls off when you kind of want to connect it back together, or want to kind of remove it. So I would say be the most careful when you handle that specific section, and everything should be kind of fine. So yeah. And that is the second floor right there, connected already. And that's how it currently looks like. Pretty nice in appearance, I would say. And now lastly, for the main roof of the set, or I'll just call it the attic from now on. So the attic of the set, you need to be careful because you do not want the plates to fall off randomly. So you just place it on top, press it a bit, and it should be pretty much connected at this point. So yeah, that is it. That is how you connect the whole entire set right here. And yeah, I would say it's definitely pretty in appearance. Otherwise, we also have a mini build to go through before we kind of give the final verdict. So for the mini build right here, we have the horse carriage, which carries the 2 knights towards the medieval castle right here. Sorry, the medieval blacksmith house right here. And yeah, just removing the minifigures, you can basically see what the carriage looks like. So how the carriage works is the horse is basically attached by this 2 studs over here below, and yeah, you just pull it along and it works for what it is. So this carriage is honestly quite simple in appearance. It's built like within like say 5 minutes or so, and yeah, although there's nothing much to talk about, it just works well for what it is. It reminds me of like Gandalf's Carriage set from back in the day, which I do not own yet, but someday I'll buy it, someday. So inside over there we have an accessory, which is the Santa Claus bag right there, which really works well because it makes sense where the knights kind of keep their clothing as they travel off on this carriage. Other than that, on the outside we also have a nice lamp over there that gives off some lighting when the knights are traversing through the different lands. And yeah, if you don't want the horse to be on this carriage right here or leading this carriage, you can actually remove it and just pop off the horse like that. And the next thing you do is kind of just put this extra, try to say light 10 brick over here with a tire on top and put it on a horse, and it's one free horse now. So it's nice that they gave consideration to that. Well, honestly, I don't need it because this horse will be forever attached to this carriage, in my opinion. So yep. And yeah, that's kind of it for this carriage. They also have a nice shield at the side as well with the Black Falcon logo, representing that this carriage belongs to this specific team of knights. And this carriage, I'm guessing, can hold at least 3 knights in general, so that's quite nice as well, giving it some play space. And that's it for this build. So that means we have come to the end of this review video. So I'll be just showing you the entire set right now. So this is how the entire set looks like. Very nice in appearance, I would say, and I really like how all this minifigure and builds are. Definitely got my money's worth right here, or I guess my sister got her money worth, because like she did buy this set when she drew it out of the lucky draw list. And yeah, in terms of aesthetics wise, I would definitely give this set 10 out of 10 for aesthetics, because it's just wonderful appearance in every single section and every single floor of this build, even the carriage as well. And then in terms of price to piece ratio, for $200+ with the amount of pieces, definitely a decent 9. And then for lastly, functionality, there is a light brick involved as well. Different kinds of mobility towards the set, such as how the carriage over here can actually move this part right here. I would say, yeah, definitely a 10. A 10 for functionality as well, because as a display set, I don't think it can get any better. And yeah, it's just such a perfect set. I think I mentioned before this on my Instagram, which is that after I build this, I'm probably not gonna nitpick much on it, because like even from the box art you can tell that this set was really well done, and just kudos to like the original designer for this set on Lego Ideas. He did a really good job in making this into a full set right there, and I'm just happy it exists honestly at this point. Really love it, and I cannot like comprehend how well this set is actually built. He's just so talented, I would say, and Lego did a really good job in making this even better. And yeah, that's all for today, with a total score of 29, or maybe, yeah, 29 out of 30. It's a A+ for me, and yeah, absolutely love this set. If you want to get it soon, because like someday if this set gets off the shelf, I tell you this, it's gonna go off the roof in terms of inflation price, and you won't want that to happen. So if you got the money and you want to buy a nice set and you love Lego castles in general back in the past, or if you're a new generation, if you like it now, get it so that you won't regret in the future, because there's quite a few sets I regret buying last time when I was younger, and now I just don't want that feeling anymore. So getting this set is a dream come true. Alright, that's all for today. Ninja never quit, see you in the next adventure, and if you like my videos, please subscribe to the channel because it will help me a lot. Bye guys.